Okay, I've been doing some more work out here on this thing. Took the ceiling out. You know, the I don't know what they call this stuff. It's like a fiberglass plastic kind of board. You see it on the walls in the bathroom at like Walmart and McDonald's and places like that. You can't, with a pen or something, you can't write on it. That's why they put it in there. Anyway, I put it on the ceiling, and because I thought a nice white ceiling with light would reflect on it, and really brighten everything up. With one little light, it would brighten everything up. Anyway, I took all this down and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the solar panels. So I put one of the solar panels up on the roof, and I'll walk up there and show you. And what I was thinking is, probably ought to get my big ladder out here for this. What I'm thinking is, see where that blue painter's tape is? That's the center line of the, they're 77 by 39, 39 wide and 77 long, okay? And that center line is where the blue tape is. So I kind of eyeballed, centered it on the vent fan up here. And trying to figure out how to, it's such a flimsy roof and everything. I want to make sure I go through a rib. I don't want to just go through sheet metal. It's just so way too leak. So I'm trying to think, okay, what kind of a bracket, what kind of metal can I use? Well, just the same, I'm thinking the same brackets that I used for the transit van when I put the solar panels up there, they call it track, something track, not E-track, but it's track that they put on the ceiling in like warehouses and stuff, and they run conduit and all that kind of stuff for your lighting and all this. They can suspend it from the ceiling on this track. Anyway, it's basically a U channel. It's shaped, it has a little hook. Let me think, how'd it go? It goes up, around, down, flat, up, down. It has that little hook on the inside hook, and it's like a U with little hooks on the top. And you can put these little brackets in there and tighten it. It's a nice little system. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, whatever it's called, I figure I can run one right about right here. Well, I'd like to be able to tilt these too, and if I put them up just a little higher, like right here where my fist is, if I put it up about right there on both sides, it'll have about a 1-inch gap in the center. It won't be touching in the center. And then on either side, I could be able to put pins in on the side here, pull the pins out, and I could raise it up and see it would hinge on where my knuckle is. And I hate to put this down because it's not, I hope a wind doesn't fly by, but this would tilt, and this could go down and that could go up, and I could tilt quite a ways, okay? Well, all right, that's a good idea, I think. I'll put it in here. Well, where would I put it? Right out here or in here? How far in should I go? Okay. Well, the farther I go in, the higher this is, but the longer that is for the angle. Okay. But the farther I come out, the lower it is, but the less angle, I could pitch it even higher. So, it's the way this curved roof is. I wished I would have bought a flat roof when I bought this thing. But I bought a curved roof because water would hit and run off, where a flat roof might puddle, So that's why I like the idea of the round roof for the rain, but when it comes to building stuff, it's a pain in the butt. So anyway, I'm going to get that track, put it in here, and then I got a bracket. It'll come up about center point here, hit, and that will be a pivot on either side. So if I want to tilt them that way, I just pull these pins and lift it up, put a bar in there, and hold them at an angle. But if the sun's the other direction, I want to point, face another direction, I could leave this pin in and put the pin in, or take the pin out over there and lift that up. So I could lift them on either side. Say I could lift them up this way, or I could lift them up that way. So, all right, so with that, I'm going to come inside. Oh, down. All right, so I'll come inside, and the way they build the inside of these things is, all right, in the walls, it's every 14 inches, I think, center to stud. These are not lined up with the studs, okay? Let's see where I can find. Here we go. So there's a stud right here, comes up right to here, okay? Here's a stud right here, comes right up to this one, almost lined up with that one. Here's a stud, it comes up to here. Here's a stud, it comes up to here. So the roof ribs are not, the bottom ones are on, the wall studs are on 16-inch centers, and the roof studs are on 24-inch centers, okay? So, come on, get in there. All right. Then also, before they put the sheet metal on the roof, they put this luan up on top. It's real thin luan. It's not much, but it's just a little bit of support. And I don't know why they do that. I think maybe so they got a place to nail and screw for the wood trim, the wood frame that goes for the vent. I don't know. Anyway, they put a piece of sheet metal or a luan right down the center. And I got to thinking, hey, there's my centering. I go 24 from the center of this thing. These are 24 or 48-inch sheets, right? You know, 8 by 4s. All right, and then I can come to the I can come to the center of this thing and come out 24 inches. All right, well, 24 inches gets me right to the edge of that lumen, so I got a nice straight line. So my solar panels are lined up on the roof. They're in line. They're not, you know. It's a place I can measure from that's consistent. That's what I'm getting at. All right, we get back up on the roof up here, and oh, bear with me, people. All right, we'll lay the measure tape up here. Okay, now if I brought it all the way out to here, that's around 32 inches. Here's 24 inches, and if I put that piece right in there, and then put a bracket, there's a 2-inch, I think it's a 2-inch tall, come up to here, and then put the bracket, and then on the other side go up, it give me that gap in the center I'm looking for, because I don't want these to touch, because metal on metal will rub a hole eventually, you know, driving down the road and, you know, vibration. So you don't want metal on metal like that unless it's bolted tight. All right, so anyway, I'm going to put this little bracket right here. Well, the 24-inch mark, I'm losing my tape. Hold on, people. I don't have a whole lot of hands with me today. So anyway, so I put that right to the center mark, and here's the 24-inch mark, right about right here. That means I'd have about a foot overhang on either side. I don't think that's too much for the wind to catch it and rip it off. So anyway, I can go right from the center to 24 and put that bar, whatever they call that track, something tracking, I can't remember what they call it. But anyway, put that, and it'll be in line. And then I come up here and put this on, and everything, it's easy to measure is what I'm getting at. So everything should be in line, and I think I'll have enough to where, I won't be able to tilt like way up at 45. I won't be able to tilt like from here way up like that, but I'll be able to tilt maybe, I don't know, was that 24 or 30 degrees or something like that. So I think we're in business. Okay, I went down and got all the channel. That track is called Super Strut. It's not track at all, it's Super Strut. Anyway, I went and got this Super Strut and put 4 of them on here, 10 foot. There's 10 foot and 10 foot, that's 20. 10 foot. So basically the whole roof of this thing has a rack on the top now to mount things on, mainly the solar. Okay, what it is, I put the first one up here and it overhangs about a foot on each side. I centered it, okay? And as you see, I can only go up about yay high. And I was worried about that or concerned about that when I put them on. And I put the first one on, bolted it up. I didn't like that. I wanted to go a little higher as far as the angle. So in the middle of winter, if I'm camping, you know, like in Quartzsite, that's the thing, is the sun is so low in the sky, you want to be able to tilt that up. Well, you have to compromise on some of these things. Remember I said I was going to build it to where I could tilt it either way, you know, just take screws out and tilt it up, take screws out and tilt it up. I changed my mind. I was down at, oh shoot, they're way over there. But anyway, let's see if I can reach them. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I was down at Tractor Supply and I come across these hinges, just regular old gate hinges is all they are. And wouldn't you know, those gate hinges, the bottom plate is big enough to go over that track. So what you do is you drill a hole out a little bit bigger. That's big enough for this screw to go in, okay? And that goes into one of these spring clips. Oh, where's my spring clip at? There it is, right over there. This is the little spring thing that goes in the track, it goes in and it twists, and now you have a bolt hole or a nut hole to put the bolt into. Then you put this bracket on top. Not enough hands. And you put that on there and you put the bolt right through there, and now you got a hinge on your track, okay? Anyway, and then on the bottom you put these screws into the bottom of the solar panel themselves, okay? All right, then that makes this side permanent. You can't do anything with it. It's solid, but it's hinged, okay? So whenever I want to tilt the solar up, I have to face a certain direction to lift these up. So this side is to the south. The passenger, or the driver's side of the trailer is on to the south. That way I can tilt them up facing the south. So you get a higher angle, but you can only angle one way. And I got to thinking, during the summer, the sun is so much higher, I probably won't need to tilt them. But in the winter, when the sun's real low, you do need to tilt them. That's why I decided to do this. What that does, it offsets it a little bit. So the panels aren't centered in the trailer, in the middle of the trailer anymore. They're shifted over looks like about 8 inches or so. But they're still within the width of the trailer. They're not overhanging. Kind of remember the transit van, it was so narrow that these panels actually hung over on both sides about 6 or 7 inches. This thing's so much wider, I can actually shift them to the left, or to the right, I guess, and they don't overhang. They don't overhang on that side, and there's quite a bit of room on this side. So I've got those first two up. I'm working on the third one, and I'll start to put the fourth one up. And I'm gonna have to redo the first one and move it over a little bit and re-drill some holes and all that kind of stuff. And I know this is kind of the vein of putting these up is when you put the bolt on, when you put that bracket there on, and then you put the panel up, trying to put those screws in upside down blind underneath, it's pretty tough. So I decided to do is take these hinges and I put them on down on the workbench. Then all I have to do is line it up, and then that bracket, all you have to do is put one bolt in on each side. So to mount them, you only have to put 2 screws on. All right, that's still tough. It's all up underneath there, and everything is done inside the hinge on the. Well, let me see here. Right here, so I don't have to hold that. Everything is done on the inside of the hinge, so you have very little room to get anything done. It's a booger. It's a real booger. But once you get them up there, you don't have to deal with it anymore. So anyway, there's that one. That's what we're doing on the solar panels today, and hope this has been a good enough video for you. At least by the time this video is done, the panels will be completely done, and we'll be hooking up wires and running cable and hooking up solar chargers and putting batteries in and stuff like that. So with that, have a good one. Ciao. Thanks for watching. it.